Hello and welcome to Craftsy. In this video, I'm going to take you through the basic stitches of crocheting. So if you are an absolute beginner, this video is for you. So if you see any crochet patterns, they're either made of few basic stitches or a combination of stitches. So in this video, we will be learning all about the basic stitches. So without any further delay, let's start with the supplies needed for crocheting. So for crocheting, we need some yarn and a crochet hook and some scissors. In regards to the yarn, there are many different types of yarn like acrylic, bamboo, cotton, etc. But I would suggest go with an acrylic yarn, 100% acrylic yarn, because this yarn holds the shape better. Because as a beginner, we will be doing a lot of learning and a lot of undoing as well. So this yarn holds the shape better even after undoing the yarn. So in this video, I'm going to use this pink color, which is basically the same type of yarn, 100% acrylic. It's the same brand as well. So I had this left over from some other project, so I'm going to use this. And in regards to the hook, so you can use any size of hook, but so this yarn which you bring, so it just recommends the size of the hook here. So for this yarn, it recommends a size of 4 mm hook. So I've taken a 4 mm hook here. And we need some scissors to snip off the yarn when we're done. So the first thing that we learn in crocheting is making a slip knot. So slip knot is just a simple knot. You can of course make however way you like it. This is my preferred way of doing it. So what I do is I hold the yarn this way, like with both hands, and I'm going to bring this yarn, the yarn on the right side onto the left side this way, so that it forms a kind of a loop. And this is called a tail. And the other side of the yarn is a working yarn which is attached to the yarn ball. So the tail part is on the top of the loop and the working yarn is underneath. So we're going to hold it this way and we're going to hold this meeting point with our thumb. And now we're going to take this tail and just bring it over into this loop, and then hold this and pull the working yarn. So we have our slip knot. So this is our slip knot. So now we're going to adjust this a bit. So pull the tail and pull the working yarn so that it gets tighter. Now we're going to grab the hook and insert the hook into this slip knot, and then hold this knot and pull this working yarn. So don't pull it too tight or don't leave it too loose as well. You should pull it in such a way that you should be able to glide the hook into this slip knot. So we should be able to move this across into the slip knot. So this is our slip knot. Let's do it one more time. So to remove a slip knot, you just have to pull this tail and the slip knot disappears. So let's do it one more time. So we're going to hold this yarn this way and bring this right side of your yarn on top of this working yarn. So this is the tail. So that was on our right hand. The tail was on our right hand. So we're going to bring the tail on top of the working yarn, and we're going to hold this into this meeting point here and bring this tail onto this loop and hold the tail and pull it. So we have our slip knot. So we're going to adjust this a bit. We're going to pull the tail a bit and pull the working yarn as well. Now grab the hook, insert the hook into this slip knot, and then hold this tail and pull the working yarn, and now you should be ready to go and start your work. So again, remember, this should not be the slip knot should be too tight nor too loose. You should be able to glide the hook onto your slip knot. So now that we have our slip knot, let's see how to hold the hook and how to hold the yarn and learn our basic stitches. So in regards to the hook, there are many different methods of holding the hook, but the two popular ones are the pen hold and the knife hold. So the pen hold, as the name suggests, it's like you're holding the pen, and the knife hold is like you're holding the knife. It's this way. So you can choose any method you like, or you can hold the hook in any comfortable way you like. So I like holding it in the pen hold method. So I hold it like this, like a pen, and insert my hook into this slip knot. And now, so in regards to holding the yarn, so I'm holding it in my left hand. So I bring so this is the working yarn which is attached to the ball, and this is the tail. So I'm going to bring the working yarn and wrap it around my pinky finger, and then wrap it around my index finger, and hold this slip knot with my thumb and the middle finger. So this is my hold. So this is how I hold the yarn and the hook. So let me show it again. So I'm going to bring the working yarn that is attached to the ball underneath my pinky finger. So I'm going to wrap it around like this, and then wrap it around my index finger as well, and then bring the thumb and the middle finger and hold the slip knot this way and hold the hook like a pen holds. This is my comfortable way of holding the yarn and the hook. And of course you can choose any method, or you can use hold the hook and the yarn however is comfortable for you. Okay, now that we know how to hold the yarn and how to hold the hook, let's get started with the chain stitch. Now for the chain stitch, so we insert the hook into the slip knot, and then bring the hook underneath the yarn like this, and then pull the yarn into this loop. So let's do it once more time. So we're going to bring the hook underneath the yarn and pull the yarn inside this loop. So again, so bring the hook underneath the yarn and make sure the yarn is on the hook, and pull the yarn within this loop. So we have made 3 chains so far. So we're going to make 10 chains. So let me show it once again how to make a chain stitch. So we're going to hold this hook and bring the hook underneath the yarn and make sure that the yarn is on the hook, and grab the yarn and pull it through this loop. So that's our 4th chain. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's make 6 more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9 and 10. So that is our chain of 10. So let's cut this yarn. So now you can make as long as you want, but for this video purpose I'm making 10 stitches. So we're going to hold this chain this way, and this is our working yarn. So we're going to cut this working yarn. And we're going to pull this yarn so that it's tightened. So there we have our chain stitch done. Let's keep it aside. Okay, let's move on to the single crochet now. So single crochet is a US term. So in UK it's called double crochet. So for single crochet we need to have a slip knot. So and then we're going to make chain of 11 as a base to make the single crochet. If you want to pause the video, you can pause the video and make 11 chains. So I'm going to make chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So that is chain of 11. Now for the single crochet, we're going to skip the first chain. So the chain on the hook doesn't count as anything. So we're not going to count this as a chain. So we're going to leave that and start from this chain here. So that's the first chain we count as. So we're going to skip the first chain. So we're going to skip this one and start working from the second chain. So let me repeat it again. We're going to leave this chain on the hook. So this counts as nothing. This is our first chain and this is our second chain. So we're going to skip the first chain and start from the second chain. Now we're going to insert the hook into the second chain. 1 and 2. We're going to insert the hook into the second chain and then grab the yarn. So again, how do we grab the yarn? So we're going to make sure that the hook is underneath the yarn and make sure that the yarn is also on the hook, and then grab it and pull it through that loop. So now we have 2 loops on the hook here. So we're going to yarn over once again. So that's a new term you're learning now. So yarn over is nothing but we're going to make sure that the hook is underneath the yarn and grabbing the yarn is called yarn over. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. So let's do it one more time. So now we're going to insert the hook into the next chain and yarn over. Now we have 2 loops on the hook. Now yarn over again and pull it through 2 of the loops. So insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over, and now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull it through both the loops. So that is our single crochet. So let's carry on doing this. Insert the hook into this chain, yarn over, and there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again and pull through 2 of the loops. So let's continue until the tail. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Insert the hook into the very next one, grab the yarn. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both the loops. So let's continue doing this. You can pause the video and practice this if you like. So this is how a single crochet looks like. I'm just going to make a chain 1 so that just stays in place. And now we're going to cut this yarn. Just pull this yarn through. So this is how our single crochet looks like. So you notice that when I was cutting this yarn, I just made a single chain, 1 chain. That is because, you know, just so that when I pull the yarn, all the stitches stay in place. So this is our single crochet. Now let's move on to the half double crochet. So half double crochet is a US term. In UK it's called half treble crochet. So to learn the half double crochet, let's again make a slip knot and make chain of 11 this time. So if you want to pause the video and make 11 chains and meet me here, I'll show you how to make a half double crochet. So I have chain of 11 now. And now for a half double crochet, we're going to start from the third chain. So remember, the chain on the hook counts as nothing. So we're going to start counting from this chain. So this is 1, 2 and 3. So let's start working from the third chain. Now for the half double crochet, we're going to yarn over and insert the hook into the third chain and then yarn over again. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that is our first half double crochet. So let's do it again. So yarn over and insert the hook into the next chain and then yarn over again. Now there are 3 loops on the hook and grab the yarn and pull through all the 3 loops. So if you can't pull through all the 3 loops at once, you can pull through one by one loop like this. So let's do it one more time. Yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain and then yarn over again. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So if you want to pause the video, you can pause and complete the whole thing and meet me back here. So I have one more half double crochet left to be done. So let's do it together. Yarn over and insert the hook into the very last chain and then grab the yarn. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. So remember, if you can't pull through all the 3 loops at once, you can pull it one by one. So that is our half double crochet. So this is how it looks. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut the yarn. So I have chained 1. It's just because so that the stitch stays in place. So this is our half double crochet. Now let's keep this aside and move on to the double crochet. For a double crochet, so double crochet is a US term. In UK it's called treble crochet. Again, for the double crochet, we'll just make a slip knot and make 12 chains. So if you want to pause the video and make a slip knot and 12 chains and meet me here, I'll show you how to make a double crochet. There I have chain of 12. Now for the double crochet, we're going to skip 3 stitches and then work on from the 4th stitch. Remember, the chain on the hook counts as nothing, so we're not counting this. So we're counting from this stitch. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're skipping first 3 and then start working on to the 4th chain. So yarn over and insert the hook into the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So insert into the 4th chain. And now yarn over again. So now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and now pull through first 2 loops. Now we got 2 more loops on the hook. Yarn over again and then pull through the last 2 loops. So that is our first double crochet done. So let's do it again. Yarn over, insert the hook into the chain and then yarn over again. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. So similarly, let's continue this. So yarn over, insert the hook into the chain, grab the yarn. There are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So yarn over again, insert the hook into the chain, grab the yarn. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. So let's continue doing this. If you want, you can pause the video and complete this. So let's meet once we are done with this. Okay, I'm on to the very last chain now. Let's do it together. So for a double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook into the chain, grab the yarn. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of them. And then now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again and pull through the next 2 loops as well. So this is how a double crochet looks like. So let's chain 1 and cut the yarn. And then pull this yarn, tighten this. So that's our double crochet done. So now let's move on to the triple crochet. So triple crochet is a US term. The UK equivalent would be a double treble crochet. So triple crochet is also called as treble crochet. So it's either treble or triple, and the UK equivalent is double treble crochet. So for the triple crochet, let's make a slip knot and chain 13, and let's meet here again and see how we can make a triple crochet. So I have chain of 13 now. Now for the triple crochet, we're going to skip 4 stitches and start from the 5th chain. So the chain on the hook counts as nothing. We're not counting this. Starting from this chain, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're skipping the 4 chains and starting from the 5th chain. So for the treble chain, we yarn over twice. That's 1 and 2, and then insert the hook into the 5th chain, skipping 4 chains from the start. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're skipping the 4 chains and insert the hook into the 5th chain and grab the yarn. Now there are 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So that is our treble crochet done. So let's do it one more time. So yarn over twice. So let me show how to yarn over twice. So we're going to yarn over once like this and move the hook across and grab the yarn once again, and then insert the hook into the chain and grab the yarn again. So now there are 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the 2 of the loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So yarn over twice, insert the hook into the chain, grab the yarn. There are 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So let's complete this. So yarning over twice, inserting into the chain, yarn over. There are 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So yarn over twice, insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over again, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Yarning over twice, inserting into the loop, yarn over, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now if you want to pause the video and finish it, and we'll meet when we have the last one remaining. I have the very last one left now. Let's do it together. So yarn over twice, let me show you again, yarn over twice and insert the hook into the chain, grab the yarn, there are 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over into the next 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. So that is our treble crochet done. So this is how the treble crochet looks like. Now chain 1 and cut the yarn. And pull this yarn across. Tighten this a bit. So treble crochet. Now that we have finished all the 4 basic stitches, let's start comparing them. Let me bring all of them. So I have arranged all the stitches that we just now made. So this was our first stitch, that was the chain stitch. So this is the front of the chain stitch where you can see the V shapes forming. So this is the V shape. And this is the back of the chain. So this is the front where you can see the V shape, and this is the back of the chain. Now moving on to the single crochet. If you remember, we skipped the first chain and started from the second chain. So this is the one that we skipped and started from the second chain. So this is like a turning point. So this is our single crochet. And this is our half double crochet where we skipped first 2 chains and started from the 3rd chain. So this is the 2 chain that we skipped. So this is the actual height of the half double crochet. So half double crochet is slightly taller than the single crochet. Now the double crochet. So we skipped 3 stitches and started from the 4th chain. So if you see, we skipped the 3 stitches. This is the 3 stitches that we skipped. So this is height of the 1 double crochet. So double crochet is slightly taller than the half double crochet. Now the tallest one is the treble crochet or triple crochet. We skipped 4 stitches and started from the 5th chain. So you can see these are the chains that we skipped. So if you see, this is the chain stitches that we skipped. So this is the height of a 1 treble crochet. So now that we've learned all these basic stitches, I recommend you practice doing this and take on small projects like heart or flower, or even just make some chain stitches and start working on all these basic stitches on the chain. Yeah, if you happen to make any crochet projects, do tag me onto my social media handle. I would love to see your work. I hope this video was useful for you all. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon.